Today, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of BigCommerce. And so just to get started, BigCommerce, most of you guys are probably pretty familiar with us. We are an e-commerce solution allowing you to have your own branded website and sell products online. We got a really cool backstory. If you've never heard of it, our two founders, Eddie and Mitch, met in a chat room back in the early 2000s. And what they were trying to do is they were trying to optimize a way to sell on eBay. Because back then, that was really the only option you had, right? To have your own website that had a way to purchase products on it. To be an e-commerce website in early 2000, you had to have $5 million. It took you a year and a half to build. So the only place merchants had to sell was on eBay. And eBay, they charge you fees. You're not really building the brand. So in the process of them trying to optimize a way to sell on eBay, they actually went, well, why are we trying to optimize something that's not very optimal in the first place? So they created their own e-commerce site. Fast forward to 2008, they made that into a SaaS platform known as BigCommerce. Really quick company snapshot. We just crossed over $5 billion in annual GMV. So that's how much money merchants are processing through our platform. We have offices in over 5 cities. We're just under 700 employees. We have a great board that really knows that we're in hyper growth right now. We're expanding into the international markets and really getting footholds in there. And then also something we're really proud of, we always have and always are ranked in the top 10 places to work in the cities that we have offices in. So if we take a quick look at the e-commerce spectrum, traditionally there's been 2 ways that you can go about this, right? You can have your open source platform, which are your Magentos of the world, or maybe like a custom build, you build something completely from scratch, which are, they're great because they're flexible, but they are very, very cumbersome to own. So as a merchant, you have to pay for your hosting, you have to pay for the build, you have to pay for the software, any tech support that you need, your PCI compliance, your security, and on and on and on. So the costs just get growing and growing, especially for merchants that are scaling themselves. Those costs just go up and up and up. Then you look at the other side of the spectrum, the SaaS platforms, right? So like the rise of the cloud solutions, which are great because, we take care of a lot of that technical headache for you. We take care of all that hosting. You get the support included. Anytime there's an update, we include that. But the problem with SaaS platforms is traditionally for merchants, they're very restrictive. And a lot of merchants scale out of those. And traditionally, they had to go to that open source platform once they hit a certain point. And then you have BigCommerce, which is right in the middle, which is what we call open SaaS. So you get all the benefits of having that SaaS platform. We take care of all that technical headache. But then you get all the benefits of having that flexible platform on the back end for merchants that are scaling. So if they need to plug in these custom solutions, if they have to plug in these different apps or make something themselves that they have to have, go for it. We're all for it. And so when it comes down to it, the best value, the biggest way that we win merchants is 2 things that we always go off of is we try to figure out what their total cost of ownership is. And we are always 99% of the time lower than that total cost. So when you look at on-premise solutions like your Magentos, we beat them almost 9 times out of 10 because, again, we can prove that we're lower than that cost of hosting, than your support, than your PCI, your security. We roll that all into one cost, and our cost is always lower than that type of solution. And then on the other side of it, great, we can be lower of a cost for you, but we can also get your product out to market faster. So even if we're going against a Shopify of the world or a WooCommerce of the world, it's great because we can prove that how low of a cost that we have, but also how fast we can get that person to market, all while having 24/7 tech support. You have services built in for our enterprise clients. And again, it's always a predictable pricing model. There's never any questions of fees or extra costs. We can give someone a very predictable model where they can have sustained growth at a predictable cost.